All right, hello. John Krysinsky here at Pittsburgh Soccer Now. With me, Dan Brower. Dan, head coach, Steel City FC. This is, uh, the way I look at it, it feels like it's a transitional year of sorts, in a multitude of ways, for Steel City United men's team you've coached. You've had some success in recent years. It's great to have you here, Dan. All right, we're losing you. I don't know if I heard you.
Let's try it again.
Oh, we gotcha. We gotcha. Yeah. No, it's been great to have you here, Dan.
Yeah, it was a transitional period for us. I mean, we're losing some serious players. I mean, Nicky through retirement, and you can't replace Nicky. He's been there since day one, and I mean, banging goals in years ago and winning cups for us, and lifting trophies. I mean, he's been phenomenal for us, and so there's some big shoes to fill. I mean, Nicky Kolarac has been phenomenal. So, when you miss him, and then Sully, of course, because of the MLS, and uh, another big set of shoes to fill, and then Mertzy left for
Hmm.
New York, and missing him and his experience definitely hurts. And there's three or four others, so we have six or seven guys. I mean, Justin
Yeah.
Cope, he's going to be going into service next week, and God bless him. And he's a warrior for us, and he's gonna serve our country, and so we're going to be missing him after the opener, and so yeah, there's a new wave of players that have come in. They're excited to play for a USL League Two team, and a club that plays a pretty good modern progressive winning style of football. So we're excited. We have 12. I think we have 12 new faces out of the 35 faces, and 23 guys returning, and 12 new guys. I mean, Duquesne is there's a lot of players from Duquesne and RMU and Pitt that have filled in, and plus some other great schools as well. So we're excited for it. It's a good balance. If you have two-thirds of the team that are returning,
Hmm.
still having a good core. I mean, a great core of players that have come back. We're missing some guys, like we said, but that's just an opportunity for others to step up.
Absolutely. So what's your biggest challenge heading in, first couple weeks, uh, kind of getting the guys back together and preparing. You have Akron to kick things off. It's the team that you faced. There's teams. I guess the other big topic in transition is you're switching from the NPSL to USL League Two, uh, but you may see a lot of familiar teams. I think Akron is one of those, right?
It's, uh, sure, these guys are organized, and they're well coached, and not only does he develop, he recruits very good players. I mean, he just had also an MLS player, Sarver, that got drafted just recently. So he was a handful last year, and they got players all over the pitch. But to answer your question, the biggest challenge is just playing our way, and trying to make sure that, yeah, we have a new league, and there's going to be opponents that we're concerned about, and we're looking at Akron intently, but we have to look at us, and there's just too many times we look at the opponent maybe a little bit too much, and maybe clubs and teams can focus on things that they can't control. So we're going to control the controllables, and we got to have some bite, and we have to play a certain way, and just trying to early on in this first stages of the season. I mean, we're what, 2-3 weeks in. I mean, we did have a USL League Two development camp. We did not have that Open Cup match, unfortunately, because we changed leagues, so we weren't going to be sponsored by NPSL, in our second cup berth. But missing that was a bump in the road, but we still had matches, we trained, and brought guys in. So there has been some continuity since the start of the year. But having said that, how it is. It's spring seasons. College guys are still in school.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
you're not going to get everybody in until about today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's a quick turnaround, and let's get going. So let's understand who we are.
Well,
That's the big challenge.
and what's nice is you mentioned two-thirds, maybe there's some continuity, there's carryover, there's people who understand the culture, they understand playing for you, those type of things. I think even though you lose a Mikey Sullivan or a Nicky Kolarac, you've got guys that sort of, they sort of pass the torch to over these years and in recent years and the success that you've had, I'm sure that helps as well. It won't be easy but like you said, talking about focusing on Steel City and focusing on the team itself versus the opponent so much. Um, how important is it to have had the success, to have had the experiences of the Open Cups and playing in NPSL conference finals and regional finals and all those type of things?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, look at who's leading the group now. I mean, this is probably like our third or fourth different team within the past 5 years.
Right.
It was Nicky's team and Rami's team, and then Solly and Grakes and these guys pop in here, and now it's Grakes. He's really Nicky's just kind of solidifying that captain role, and yeah, so he's been around and he's seen it. He's experienced the U.S. Open Cup. He's experienced division championships, and yeah, I mean you can't substitute it. What can you do? But go through it and experience it and learn from your mistakes, and as we always say, make those small gains and keep improving daily, and good things will happen for us if we stick our nose to the grindstone and make sure that we respect the process. And we have over the years, we haven't cut any corners.
Mhm.
That's the big thing. It is grassroots. You look at our club, and we're pushing 12 players from either current academy players. Our youngest is 17, and our oldest is 26. But our average age is around 21. But there's 12 of those 35 players are either alum, academy graduates, or current academy players. That's a third of the team that are still city through and through. We also have at least 12 that were involved in a development camp or that are going to be training only players this summer. And then the other guys are either local guys, that played for maybe a youth club, another youth club, but they know that we're serious about it, and we want to play good football, and most importantly, we want to enjoy our football. We do have a style and have a game model that is positional based, but there is freedom. There is freedom to express, and there's freedom to combine and relate with this partner or this player, twos and threes and fours, and there is rotation, and that freedom. I think they enjoy, of course, right? They want that freedom. They want to express themselves. So yeah, it's made up of probably out of the 35 guys, I think there are 33 of them that are either Still City Academy
Hmm.
products
Hmm.
or local kids that grew up in this area that are Pittsburghers, or guys that are maybe from India, maybe from Israel, maybe from St. Lucia. We have a player from Chicago, but they come in and they're playing in local schools. So
Right.
if you want a hometown, this is to all of the soccer community out there. If you want to root for a hometown team, a true hometown team, this is it. It's Still City. There's 33 guys that are representing us, representing Pittsburgh, whether it's grassroots and they grew up here, or they're playing for a local school that is in Pittsburgh, or in the very near region in this Allegheny County.
Yeah, it's a good point too, because when I think it was after the first division championship or conference championship, I think it was Gabe Norris who had the quote, and he was talked about it. Like, this is really Pittsburgh's team. We are really, truly a Pittsburgh team because it just felt like a lot of the players and everybody came as part of this soccer community. And I think that you just touched on that. I think that's this kind of the sense that I've always gotten from this group. Um, I think that's just what makes this group special in some respect, and what they've accomplished special during a time where growth in the city of soccer in the city of Pittsburgh has been pretty significant.
Gabe gets it, and he's always got it, and we're in it to play some good football and to promote our local players and put them into an environment where they're enjoying themselves and they're playing modern football and winning football and developmental football, and it's a brotherhood that these guys are making lifetime experiences. These guys will always remember their time at Still City for sure. I know I will. We're humbled to work with these guys. They're fantastic players and people.
Well, and then Gabe, I think it was right after he did Robert Morris won. He's like,
Yeah,
we're the first person I saw that night, that came over, come over to campus to see us was Mikey Sullivan. So like I'm getting glimpses of these things. I'm sure there's a lot of these guys are bonding all the time and things like that. But it's special and
successful.
it's
You
good to
just
see.
listed. I mean, you can go down and there's successful guys that you can root for. The
Hmm.
big thing is we always talk to the players about who's showing up and who's watching them and the eyes that are on them. They and yeah, represent and it is about the badge, and it is also about our young kids in the area, and it's about when I remember when I grew up in the area, and you're as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and you hear about an under 19 team playing somewhere, or there weren't too many first teams at that day and age, but when you hear about an under 17 or under 19 game, and you're 11 or 12, you have role models, and you want to be like Mike, and so this is what these guys have in front of them. They have an opportunity to model and um, do the right things, react the right way, play the game the right way, get on the correct shoulder, do the little things that the 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old not only celebrate the goals, but show them how to play, how to concentrate, how to enjoy your football for an entire 90+ minute match. And you can change things. You can change things. You can continue to grow the game and grow our club, and you have a responsibility, guys, to the youth that are showing up, and there will be a ton of youth. I mean, there's
Hmm.
1,500 in our club, and our owners have done such a fantastic job, and all the administrators and coaches and team managers all down the line that have pushed this project forward. It is an amazing project. It's a great project, and we can be ambitious and disruptive, but this is a very important project for the landscape, and to have our Still City have a proper pyramid and have a first team, so that our young girls and boys can watch some really good football and be inspired. That is what it's all about.
And it's going to be a sprint now. It really becomes a sprint, right, through May and June and to early July, and just trying to keep you feel like
Slow and
you've
steady,
got,
slow and
yeah,
steady, John.
slow and steady. I don't know what you're telling the players. I'm watching. It just seems like it goes so fast, but you may even have 2 games a week here and there, and I'm sure it's nice to have that 33 to 35 players to dip into, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to need it. You're going to need 4 or 5 years. We've used anywhere from 32 to 35 guys. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And you have to have the squad depth. And of course, like you said, you're going to have midweek games. And so we have to definitely, adapt and develop a good training week, so the guys are prepared for a Wednesday, Saturday, or it could be a Wednesday, Sunday. So yeah, these are things that we saw a little bit in NPSL. Of course, you'd have your double headers and you'd have your Friday, Sundays, but now you have a midweek game on either a Wednesday, Thursday. So you have to be creative and know how to plan a training week. So we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and so the first match at home will be on a Wednesday, I believe. It'll be against FC Buffalo. Obviously, you're focused on Akron City first and foremost. But yeah, this is a schedule that I think it kind of it looks like it work, mostly there's a midweek game here or there, but then it's mostly Saturdays or Sundays, and then but you go all the way to July 13th. Do you run into any concerns about, players already getting ready to go back to college and those type of things? I know some of the bigger D1 programs are trying to get their players in sooner, and
Yeah,
I'm sure that's always an issue, a little bit of an
yeah,
issue.
John. Yeah, I mean it's you're always trying to collaborate and have a working relationship with your local schools, and yeah, I think most schools, most guys understand, that when we do get into July, we're playing some pretty good ball, and yeah, they'll stick around for the most part. I think some guys will have to go back for a little bit here and there, depending upon their level, in the fall, where they sit in the pecking order. If they're trying to earn a spot in the fall season, that they're going to have to make a decision. But a lot of these guys, they've been around their fall, their college programs. Coaches know how important they are to their team, but they also know that they're leading a really good club here, and maybe into the playoffs, or got some really important matches in July. So yeah, they tend to stick around for the most part, and thankfully, because we're going to need them for sure. And but yeah, you're right. The most of the home matches are in the end of the season. If we were going to probably
Hmm.
balance it out, I think a lot
Right.
are at the end when it's pretty good weather, and it's a great time to get down to Founders. As you know, Founders is a really cool environment, because you got the park right across the way,
Hmm.
Emerling Park, and then you could have a lemonade or two, and then you could come on over. You can have a couple lemonades, a couple drinks over Founders as well, and it kind of echoes
Hmm.
in the valley as well, down in underneath there. So it's a cool vibe. You can get a couple thousand in there. We've had a couple thousand in award nights, and we're hoping to get a great showing for our away, our home and away matches this year. So come on out and check out the guys for sure. It is a good brand of football for sure.
Yes, it's always fun. I just, I go back 20, 25 years. My kids probably played youth soccer on both of those fields that you mentioned, Founders and of course Emmerling. But yeah, it's a neat little spot. It's a little hidden. Sometimes it's a little bit of a trek, but as you get on 910, it's not too hard to find. So anybody out there who hasn't experienced Founders Field, it's definitely a fun, intimate venue. But we don't have a lot of true football, soccer fields, if you will, which are on grass in this area. And I know that's not easy to maintain, but it always looks gorgeous. It's lush and green, and you guys work with the site to maintain that, and I think that's something special about that. I mean, if it
Sure.
were, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we get a little stick from sometimes from the old league. A lot of
Hmm.
a lot of teams, a lot of clubs are playing on turf, obviously. But then they're thinking, well, this is a good home field advantage for you guys to play on grass. Number one, we do pretty well away as well.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
not just playing on grass. We can play on turf as well. And number
Sure.
two, you remember, it was what, maybe 15, 20 years ago, when turf was really coming into most budgets. And but before that, it's the top grass field in the area. It
Hmm.
was the top grass field in the area. Pitt was there.
Yep.
It's a good, when you look at June, July, and the maintenance guys are, they're cruising and cleaning it up. It looks sharp. You can play some good football there. It's really, of course, natural grass surface is really, really where you should play it on. And guys love it because it's better on their knees, better
Hmm.
on their joints. So it's it's good for us. We also train on turf as
Hmm.
well, but it's really good for the guys and their health as well. So we're very happy right now at Founders for sure.
I would say if it's anything like my lawn so far this year, it should be in good shape because
Yeah,
we've been getting a lot of rain and it's
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
good. So knock on wood. So
You were talking
with
about FC Buffalo earlier, and I want
yeah.
to give a shout out to FC Buffalo because
Hmm.
when you have people like, their leaders up there that are uh,
Yeah.
developing stadiums and finding monies for 8,000, 9,000 seat stadiums like Fort Wayne just did.
Hmm.
They're pushing on, and Buffalo's going to push on, and rightly so. Great town, great city up there, and Akron's pushing on, and so we're with like-minded people, and this is exactly where we want to be. We're happy to, we're very fortunate to, of course, play in the NPSL for a few years and wonderful league, but now it's time to challenge ourselves a little bit in USL League Two and be with other like-minded people as well that are pushing and being ambitious and disrupting things like Buffalo has been doing and in a good way, right? In a good way. So yeah, we're excited to go up there as well.
Well, and it should be definitely, you have Buffalo, Toledo, Villa, Erie's involved, Cleveland Force SC. So you've got the Rust Belt, again, and that's really kind of where you were in NPSL. It's kind of carried over into this
Different
league as
Cleveland
well.
club. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
not Cleveland
Yes, different.
SC.
Hmm.
Yeah, Cleveland Force, which is,
Hmm.
as you know, they have their academy structure as well. So they have their
Hmm.
pyramidal structure, which is good.
Yeah, so looking forward to it'll be a little bit new, a little bit of, some, like I said, Akron, that type of, we'll see. It should be a lot of fun. Flower City is back as well. That's the same Flower City, or no, different. You're shaking
No,
your head. So
no,
that's a
City.
new opponent.
Yeah, I think they
Good.
they stayed in the league. They went from Nisa, they were a professional club two
Oh,
years
okay.
ago, won the
Right.
whole thing.
Right.
They pulled back and then found themselves in NPSL and they were in our league last year in NPSL. I
Right.
think they stayed. I mean, I don't know if they stayed in NPSL. I believe so. They're certainly not in our division this year.
Okay. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, you're right. So they're not in. It's just Buffalo going when you go up to Western New York now. All right. Well, Dan, one other question I just wanted to ask, in terms of, you as a coach, the systems that you've talked about being progressive, playing freedom, you're trying to give players freedom, but also having structure. What are just some of the important things to you as a coach? What makes your what you do in terms of what's a Dan Brower coach team? What would you say are the trademarks of a team that's coached by you?
Players are able to express themselves. They have a personality. They have a bite. Very good on the repress, of course, and they try to play an assertive brand of football. I mean, our club players, whether they're 9, or 19 or 29, we're assertive, and we want to be aggressive, and we want to play on the front foot. Of course, we know that there's periods in a match, and there's going to be periods where you go and you run at them, and there's a high press, and there's going to be periods where we're in a low block. We get it. It's going to be the summer. It's going to be 90 degrees. It's going to be 100% humidity. We have to manage ourselves. We have to manage our physical output, emotional, spiritual, etc. So
Mm.
there's going to be
Oh, there you are.
moments, phases in a game, but
Okay.
certainly we want to play on the front foot. We want to be assertive. We want to control the match. We want to control the ball. We want to control most of the ball. But if we can't control the ball, then we're going to control spaces and we want to dominate. We want to dominate the game. We want to dominate the league. We want to really put something out there that you feel it when you come to a game. When you come to a game, it's not overcoached. You're not gonna see me. Well, during training, if you would come, John, you'd see a little bit craziness, right? But when you come to the game, you're not going to hear the coach. You're not going to, we're not going to be playing a little chess and move, there's again positional play, but you have to let these guys, it's the players' game. You let them enjoy themselves. You let them enjoy their football. You let them work with one another. So this feeling of this expression is important. And when you come to the game, I think you can feel that. I think you can sense that. I think that you can there's something organic about it and real about it, and not just um, pedantic. It's something that is it's real, and you can feel it and enjoy it, and have a few beers and have a few lemonades and watch some good football, and celebrate with our guys, and because that they're our hometown guys. They're from West Allegheny, they're from Franklin Regional, they're from Deer Lakes, they're from the South Hills. It's something for everybody, that your young boy or girl can come in and watch us play, and be inspired to maybe play this game at a high level someday, at the next level.
And I think that's a great way to segue to, wrap this up. I think that's really, I enjoy every time I go out to Founders. There's just something special in the air, and you guys are creating it. The entire club, the entire culture that you create out there. So look forward to being back out there, and not only myself, but some of our other contributors from Pittsburgh Soccer Now. Steel City FC, you open the season this Saturday at Akron, I believe. It's a believe, what is it, a 6 o'clock? No, you're 7 o'clock kickoff at Green Street Stadium in Akron. So Dan, wishing you all the best for a great season ahead. It should be a fun one, and can't wait to get out to Founders again.
It's great to talk to you, man. Keep promoting the game. Love being on. Love reading your articles, and keep at it, brother. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Take care.
Take care, John.
All right.